Now let's be clear. I didn't say anyone else's mother lied to them. But you'd have to agree, what you don't know is what you haven't been taught. Right? Same goes for me. So I only know what I know. Meaning, I have more to learn. So if you think you have all of the answers and you are rightly positioned to be teaching, a teacher will want to continue to learn the value of learning. Because you can't teach what you don't know. If you don't know something, then it's just a guess. And who teaches a guess? Unless you know that the students have the answers. Don't be doing pop-up tests on people when you don't have the answers to give them first. That's what Jehovah does. He gives us the answers first. The scriptures were written before we got here. So he gave us the answers first. That's what a good teacher does. So that's what I try to do, is give you the answers first, but then it comes off like I know-it-all. No, I only know what I know. And I will learn more today, and I will learn more in this moment, and I will continue to learn. See, Jehovah's knowledge is vast, far beyond us, and there's much more that he wants us to know. But because our minds are so congested with the ugly that's going on in the world, it's difficult for us to use the whole circumference of our brain the way that we should be. Just think how much better you could think if you didn't have to deal with the people that you're dealing with in the ways that you're having to deal with them, whether they be family, friends, strangers, whatever. Just think of you having the peace around you that you endeavor every day to look for yourself right now, emotionally and mentally. Emotions are driven. You want to be careful with your emotions. You don't want to put your emotions in places where they don't need to be at a particular time. And you have energies that come with that. So you really have to know how to balance yourself in between emotions and energies. And so for me, there's a detachment there so that I can de-stress. Excuse me. There is a lot going on around not just me, but there is a lot going on around a lot of people. There's a lot of people to protect in a lot of different ways that they need protection, myself included. So I have to make sure that I am protected because I am used to not being protected in situations where I needed to be protected. And then I also have examples and experiences of situations where I was protected. But I always make sure that I have some type of protection around me. Somehow, some way. That is there, whether it's through myself or by way of other people having made positive conversation with people in a truthful way. There's many people who come to me and talk to me about how they want to sue people, and I listen to their stories. I honestly listen to their stories. There are people here that are going through things that they should not need to be going through, and they're being ran through an unforgiving system. So how can I help without getting in the middle of things and being up in people's business? People come to me. People have a tendency to like a person like myself around, whether it's because they want to use me or because they are genuinely interested in what I have to say. And my conversations are very spiritual based, because that is the solution to everyone's problem, is Jehovah. But people want to make their own choices, and I cannot be at fault for that, because Jehovah gave us the information all of us before we got here. The only thing I can do is encourage people to read and to seek the truth as if it's buried treasure. Because if you're busy seeking all of the negativity out, then you will most certainly succumb to those negative ways, and you will be those people. And so I gave some examples of all of that yesterday, which was highly taken in the wrong way, and people took it personally, but that's good. Because when we are teaching, we want the student to take it personally so that they can make the refined adjustments on themselves, so that they can be more successful with having the accurate knowledge of what is truly going on and how they get drugged into these situations, right? It's one thing to purposely put yourself in a situation for a greater measure, and sometimes people don't understand, but undercover all of the time. I can keep going back to a place and I'm undercover the entire time. I'm having to be in a position, I'm having to do and say things because I am attaining information that relates to a greater cause for the reason why I'm there. But that is something that people don't understand. There's a reason why I'm in any place where I am at. Whether Jehovah has made sure that I had shelter in that moment in time, or I needed a place to retreat to because I was dealing with another situation. I have those things available. I choose not to go into certain places because where those certain places are not healthy for me to be in as a woman, because there is always going to be a man there that is willing to want to take advantage of the situation. And I hear about children all of the time. I have personal experiences with people who have been extremely close to me, and I have witnessed with my own eyes them engaging in flirtatious behavior with children. Now, if you don't know anything about me, I turned down a job that was paying some really, really, really good money. I was hired on the spot for this job interview when I went in for the interview. I was hired on the spot, but she had already hired me for the most part before I got there. My sister was aware of this job that I was taking because I was in dire need of work. Because I love to work. Work is readily available. I can find work. Right? So this job that I went to, the interview, was paying a lovely amount of money. And I still have the text messages from between me and my sister concerning these things. If I don't have them, she most certainly has them. Excuse me. So I got this job, and I was supposed to be going back the next day when I was hired. I was to start the following day. And so as she continues to relate to me, the one part that she left out until the end was that my job was going to be me in a house full of sex offenders, pedophiles, and so on. But my job was to protect these people in public, to make sure that they were staying on the right track and not harming children or anyone else in the public. So I'm being put directly in the line of fire for someone who is a sex offender, and I don't know whose child they have offended or family member they have offended, and their family just might be looking for them. And now I'm in that position with them, and I'm supposed to protect this person while they're also out in public with me, getting aroused by looking at children or engaging in thought process to where they want to rape and harm someone that's within their visual ability, why these thought processes are going around. And I can read body language and all of these other things, but these are the people you want. See, this is what I told my sister, is that me doing that excuse me, would go against everything that I stand for and that I believe in. And that it would not be showing any type of loyalty or fairness to the people in my family that have gone through these things. Family, friends, and abroad. People in general who I am loyal to. There was plenty of money there. But I aborted that position. And I needed work at that time. My sister was aware of this. She's on housing, so I would offer her no hardship to be there with her, if that's understood. You can't be housing up with people. I'm not going to ask for housing from a family member who is already being persecuted in various ways. I've been to court for her. Her daughter and I went to court for my sister, and we won my sister's order of protection against her neighbor who was harassing her. So I'm not used to losing court cases. I just want people to be aware of that and don't take it as, a one-up on anybody. Just take it as a true fact, because Jehovah leads the way when people are right. And doing the right thing is the only most important thing. Do everything with an educated understanding that people don't know, and so that's why they are doing the things that they are doing. So at least offer them the ability to know. And when they don't take it after they know, what can you do?